Hi guys, welcome to the first episode of 18 Area. You know I've been doing this all alone back then, so I've been looking for someone to do this with, and I've found someone, a colleague of mine, a friend of mine. He's gonna introduce himself to you. I'm Busiso, your host for 18 Area, and over to you, Baba.
Okay, thanks, Naga. Hi, guys. This is Mishak. So, I guess it's a keeper the guy company in usual because chances are they're not they get the money that will challenge him in whatever it is that you are saying. So, this will be fun. So, let's get to it.
Stay tuned, please. So 18 area, it's basically football. So we've decided to do in the Premier League. So it's 10 fixtures, but we've decided to talk about 5 fixtures. Just have an argument, who's winning this match. Yeah. So we've got the Liverpool and the Arsenal match on Sunday the 31st. So I don't know, what's your take? Who do you think is gonna win that game and why?
So far, I would say Liverpool is on fire.
Okay.
And looking with how Arsenal is, including the 5-0 win against Leeds
United.
So there's that, but then now you need to factor in there's injuries for Arsenal. There are people that are no longer there.
Yeah, your key players.
Your key players are no longer there. So with now Arsenal missing the key creative threats like Bosaka and Odegaard and Havertz,
So
I don't see them winning.
So guys, he's a Liverpool fan. That's why he's saying things like this. So for me, there's a stats that Arsenal have not lost to any of the big 6 clubs in I don't know how many matches.
Okay.
They've played against the big 6, missing those key players. And I think they are one of the few teams to have not conceded since the start of the season. You've seen how Liverpool did play against Bournemouth and Newcastle. I mean, they were playing against 10 men, but they conceded 2 goals. So it's hard for Liverpool, yes, to lose, especially at home. But I'm giving this to Arsenal. I mean, Arsenal, they've been second for the past 3 seasons, and I think this is the season where they actually win.
Never. They'll continue choking under pressure. The reason why now the people that would have helped Arsenal in this match is the key players that are missing.
No, they always do well without their key players.
Okay, now we look at it like this. Then we have etiquette and Mo Salah in form. Those guys, at the end of the day, putting a muntu also score a goal, of which they will score.
Okay.
The team winner, you then the Korama goal, not the defender, so they can come and attack however they want, but we are winning.
I do get your point.
It will be a tough match.
Yes.
That's one for certain. A high scoring match but we win. We come victorious.
So I'm not gonna go against him, and he's not gonna go against me. So it's Arsenal for me, and it's Liverpool for him. So
what do you think the score will be?
You know, I'm not so good with scores prediction, but I'll take my chances because Liverpool have been conceding. I'll 3-2.
3-2. To Arsenal.
2-2 Arsenal.
Okay, no, yeah.
So yeah, that's our first game, guys. Hopefully we get it right. Okay, one of us get it right.
No, I win.
You win. Okay. And then we've got Chelsea and Fulham. Chelsea, remember, they won the FIFA Club World Cup. They have 4 points from their last 2 games. A draw against Crystal Palace and a win against West Ham. So Fulham, they've drawn their last 2 games. A 1-1 draw against, what was the first game for Fulham? I think the second one was Manchester United. I can't remember the first match. I think it was Brighton.
No, but Chelsea, even though with Cole Palmer being injured, I think the person that now has to bring creativity in the Chelsea's forward is João Pedro.
Okay, yeah.
And I think he'll step up. Fulham, I'm not giving them this one.
I think for the first time today, I'm gonna go with you. I see Chelsea winning. They are very good. And I did say that Arsenal might win the Premier League, but if not Arsenal, then for me it goes to Chelsea. They've shown that they won this. They are good. I mean, winning 3-0 against PSG to win the FIFA Club World Cup, it means a lot.
I can see that you like daydreaming. There are two contenders for the league,
Which are
Liverpool and City.
No.
I know.
Okay, that's your take.
Yeah, I'm glad they've restructured their teams, of which is a good thing. It should bring competition, but I don't see them competing for the Premier League.
Okay, so we've gone for Chelsea on this fixture. And the score for you?
2-0.
20.
Yeah.
Okay, that will be the second clean sheet if it goes according. So we've got another fixture, Aston Villa playing against Crystal Palace. Aston Villa, they played to a draw in their first game and they lost the second one. Crystal Palace, they drew both of their games, a goalless draw against Chelsea and a 1-1 draw against Forest. So this one is tough. I mean, Crystal Palace, they lost their key player. And yes, they've played only one game since his departure. But do you give them a chance without Eze? Or?
Yeah, definitely. Because if you were to look, Aston Villa hasn't beaten Palace.
Okay.
So I would still give it to Palace because they are a collective, even though as a whole, they are a collective team that is together, that I would say they can still manage to play and come out victorious. If not, I would say Crystal Palace or draw.
Crystal Palace or draw.
Yeah,
I think I was going to go with Aston Villa, but after the point that you made just now, I think, yes, I've seen that Crystal Palace, they play as a team. If one player loses the ball, no one complains to the other saying, "No, why didn't you pass me the ball?" And it's a group where we've got white mixed with black people.
So why are you bringing?
No, it's just the only team that has both your black and white your white players, more like France national team.
Okay.
Yeah, they all
That's what you're saying. Yeah, but yeah, most definitely. Both teams, I would say, they're under pressure. Villa is looking for revenge. Palace,
their first win of the season, as well as Aston Villa. So it's Crystal Palace for you.
Yeah, Crystal Palace will draw under 2.5.
Under 2.5.
Yeah, chances are it will be a slow scoring match, so I don't expect too many goals from that.
So even though I did say that Crystal Palace might win, but I see a double chance. I think both teams have a chance to win this game. Aston Villa playing at home. They've started the season very bad, and I think this is one season where they maybe even sack the manager.
Yeah,
I don't see them doing well like they did in the previous season. So it's either team for me to win, and it's a draw or Crystal Palace win for Misha. So another fixture. We've got Manchester United playing against Burnley. United played 2 games and they played again yesterday. They lost to a League 2 team via penalties. And then in the league, they've lost against Arsenal and they drew against Fulham. So now they're playing against Burnley, who won their last game. So
before we even get to the Saturday's game, what did I say about Onana?
Yeah, you did say that he's not the right goalkeeper for Manchester United.
I don't get as to why they would let the player go for free, mind you, and then get someone for 50 million. That will be even worse than the goalkeeper that departed.
I think the reason Onana is playing like this is he was the only, even though he did make mistakes, but he was the only best goalkeeper for Manchester United, if we're being honest. and he thought no one's gonna go into the starting 11, and then I'll be on the bench.
So you think now, because there's a new keeper, he'll improve?
Maybe not.
But even if it does, I'm saying this for all the Manchester United fans, I hope he doesn't get to be selected for whatever cup, because you can't do mistakes like that at that high of a level of a league, and then still expect to be selected. So yeah, going to Saturday's match, it is a must-win for United. They do have the players now. I can't say
they don't have
players, so they do have quality players, and now it's just a matter of them going back to the drawing board, fixing their defense, and Onana should be sidelined. If they want to win, that is. If they don't, then they can put him in, and then it will be open sesame for Bendy. So yeah, I'm giving this to United.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Before I give my predictions, do you think Manchester United's problem has to do with the coach? Because they've changed coaches. It was Eric Ten Hag. It's now Ruben, and they've had coaches before the two, but they still. I think ever since Alex left, they've never been the Manchester United. So is it a coaching thing? Is it management? Is it players?
I would say it's the psychology of players. Look at Chiefs, for example. Not now, but previously, when Baxter left, they've struggled to find form as to what style of play they actually have. So I think it's the same thing that United is struggling with, as to what's their culture of football. They have star players, they've signed people that can play, we all know that, but then now the question is, what style can they then play? That's what I would say. It's not the manager, because the mistakes that Onana makes, which is something then now it comes to the mental state of to say, are you willing to divert him? And the way he's playing, he's not putting his all on the line.
So for me in this fixture, I'm gonna go for a straight draw.
Straight draw.
Straight draw.
No, I'm thinking Kuna edge.
You know the your Kuna, your Mbemo, your Sesko.
You see Sesko, I have a problem with it. Like on yesterday's match, he struggled.
So imagine struggling against a League 2 team. What more about the Premier League team? That's been there.
No, but I'm looking for him for tomorrow to step up. If he doesn't, then he'll be the one that will bring problems, and then they actually have to find someone to rotate him, because at the end of the day, they paid it for him, so they need to play.
Football, like it shows that it's all about money. If I was a footballer, I don't know, maybe I'm lying, but if I was a footballer like Mbemo, for instance, like at Brentford, you are the king of that team.
Yeah.
Like, why do you have to go to Manchester United? Because at Manchester United, number one, you are not even guaranteed the lineup.
No, but then
quality players, much more players than Brentford. So with Brentford, you are guaranteed your starting 11. So, but obviously they have their own reasons. It has to do with money. But sometimes the decisions that players take, like your Matthias Kuna, he was that pillar for Wolves.
No, I would say it's not necessarily about money itself. It's about thinking, if you are the king and you are the only one in that team that you can say you are best. If you then go to a squad that has multiple princes, I would say, then whenever you are together, you can become a strong contending team. Unlike being in Brentford, you don't get to have a chance to say, like, will I ever see UEFA Champions League? I want to compete in those games. With Brentford, you don't get to have that idea. You're just glad to be in the middle of the league. Yeah. You don't think of the top four.
Oh, your priority is to survive.
Yes, so that's why. So now the players are like, no man, I need to be on the big stage too.
Makes sense, I get you. So we are. I'm going for a draw, a straight draw. It doesn't matter 0-0, 1-1, 2-2. It's a draw for me. Okay, and he's going for a win.
United.
Yeah.
As long as they improve from yesterday's match, they definitely gonna win.
And then our last fixture, we've got 5 minutes left now for the last match. We've got Man City playing against Brighton. City lost 2-0 against Spurs, with Brighton losing to Brentford, 1-0 to Brentford, and they are still without a win. Man City are playing at home.
I did say they are title contenders. I'm still not putting them out. So this match for them is where they should recoup on points. To say, guys, let's collect ourselves. Even though your Rodri is not there, Kovacic is not there, but Brighton isn't that much of a stressful city. So definitely
Manchester City.
Man City over 3.5 goals. I'm telling you, it will be a high scoring match.
I know in this fixture, Brighton have been a problem for Man City. They've got a good young coach in, what's his name? I don't know his name, but he's a good coach. And he always give those Big Six teams a problem. Whenever they face up, especially your Danny Welbeck, that's when he steps up. Against Manchester United, you'll see him that year.
Yeah, against United, not City. With City, they are against Pep, and I believe in Pep. So most definitely, it's gonna be a fun match for the citizens, because the likes of, who is this guy? Haaland,
yes.
Yeah, chances are, if not a hat-trick, he'll come out with the place.
You know, with Man City, I think what's happening at City, it's the same thing that's happening at Sundowns.
Yeah, most definitely.
So
Most definitely.
that's
It's just
why
the mindset of the players that needs to change. But now they're at home. They just come back from a 2-0 loss.
Loss against
So
Spurs.
they want to bounce back hard. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to trash
Brighton. So I would really love to give this to Brighton, but Man City I did say that they are struggling like
Sundowns, but you still can't rule them out.
Yeah,
because
can't.
they are the best. It's just that now they are in a rough space. But they can pull back at any time because they have the means to do that.
So, okay, for you it's a City win. I'll go for either team to win as well in this match. So, guys, that was the 5 fixtures that we did. So, let's just recap on my and his predictions for each and every game, starting with the Liverpool and Arsenal. He said Liverpool, and I gave it to Arsenal.
Yeah.
Yes, and then we've got Chelsea and Fulham.
Chelsea.
Yes.
Oh, we both said
I'm
Chelsea.
going for Chelsea as well.
Yeah, we're crazy.
And then we've got Aston Villa and Crystal Palace. I'm going for either team to win. And
Crystal
you
Palace or
said Crystal Palace or draw. United and Burnley, I went for a straight draw. United. And the last one, we've got City and Brighton. I went for either team to win.
For the citizen to crash, right?
Right.
That's it, yeah.
Okay, so guys, see you again next week. Hopefully our predictions are good enough for you to, at least get some money that will pay way. So see you guys next week. Have a good weekend. Don't drink and drive, love, if you have a car.
Hey, Tara.